What's up, y'all? So, we got some new stuff in the shop here. Obviously, you can see over my shoulder right there. We got the new Bamboo Labs. We got the P1P or the P1S 3D printer, and then we got the new UV laser. Hey Donna, how's it going? So I was just gonna go ahead and finish setting that up. We're gonna go ahead and I'll jump over to the light burn here, and y'all can see that. So the laser that I got is actually I got the Com Marker Omni One. Pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about not having to mark or prep glass anymore. That's going to be a big time saver for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish setting that up. Oh, cold and wet. Yeah, it's definitely cold here. Thankfully, it's not wet. I haven't really done a ton outside today, but that would be less than ideal if it was wet also. Circumference going to be 70 millimeters. Cool. Light burn's a little different than XCS. So still getting used to that, and still getting used to broadcasting on YouTube Studio, which is a whole different thing. So what I got set up here is I just got a champagne flute set up on that on the rotary here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some framing with it. Gonna see how that all lines up on it. Just gotta go peep that real quick. Light burn's a whole different animal. Like I said, it is less than fun sometimes. As you can see, so the thing about the UV laser, to even see the thing, like to frame it, you need to have one of these little plates here. It comes with the laser itself, and that's the only way you can see the laser on the glass. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that up some. Go ahead and reframe it. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch it some. So we're just gonna go ahead and set that up, frame it. So as you'll be able to see when I go to do it, because I use this, you will you'll be able to see it on the preview. Which is kind of cool. It's definitely a different process of setting it up. Go ahead and move that up the rest of the way. It should be good. Oh, good evening, Justin. How you doing? So admittedly, I'm not the most well versed in Lightburn. I can get through it, and I'm just used to working in XCS, so sometimes it takes me an extra second here to go ahead and make sure I'm uh I'm good to go. Buttons are in different spots, so basically we're gonna set our diameter. We're gonna go to 0, run the shapes in order. Go ahead and frame that one more time and just make sure. So you see it moves. So when it goes to move, you can see it on this camera right here. We're gonna get all of that area, which is gonna be kind of cool. Because as it rotates, as this slice rotates, it's gonna go ahead and fully wrap that. It should fully wrap that champagne flute if we have everything set up right. I think what I did, I didn't set the diameter correctly. So, yeah, I did that a couple times already, Justin. And as soon as I used Lightburn, I was like, nah, I don't prefer to. Went right back to XCS. But now that I have a couple lasers that are not Xtool, I can't exactly work that way anymore. I'm kind of forced to doing the thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this pattern on this this champagne flute here, but I want to go ahead and remeasure it one more time because something just doesn't seem right. And Donna, I don't know if Xtool is coming out with one, a UV laser. I've asked them and they haven't told me definitively either way. They haven't. I wish they would have told me yes, they are, because then I may have waited. But given I couldn't get a straight answer, I went ahead and bought the one that I did. So I'm gonna measure the champagne flute. It's 180 millimeters around. So we're gonna go ahead and restretch that just a little bit and lock that up. We'll go ahead and shrink that down to about 80. So even hitting the buttons is a little different in this Lightburn software. So yeah, if you have I will say based on what I've done so far, as far as with the rotary, I have had a lot more practice, obviously, with the RA2 and whatnot, but I got once you get it set up, it's not as awful. It's just really not as user friendly, in my opinion. When you're setting everything up, it doesn't just work like XCS does with Xtool stuff. You kind of gotta fiddle with it a bunch. Their materials library setup's pretty cool though. So one thing that's cool about the UV laser is actually you don't set a power, even though it shows power here. That's not how the UV laser works. You mess with the Q pulse and the frequency, and that actually sets the power per se, which I thought was kind of neat. That's different than any other laser that I have. It's definitely different than fiber. I mean, even fiber, you would definitely set that power, but you do have a Q pulse setting with a MOPA fiber. So just go ahead and go back over to cut layers, laser, start. Slice, frame it one more time. See how big this one's framing now. Now we got 11 slices. That looks more like what I wanted it to be. All right, cool. So we have 11 slices like that. We'll be good to go. Yeah, this is the UV laser I'm playing with right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my glasses, because funny thing about the UV laser, you can't see it, but it will still mess you up if you like. So now I got these nifty glasses here, just because I'm gonna go over and check it out. Go ahead and hit start. And again, guys, this is just me playing with the new laser. I mean, this isn't like trying to teach anybody anything, because I'm far from an expert at it. I just got it like 2 days ago, and I've just had some time to play with it, so. But as you can kind of see, it's doing the thing. Setting up the rotaries a little bit different. The way it does the splits is different. Yeah, I do want to get some of the short grips, the grips for this laser. That would really be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I'm seeing over here on that. It's interesting. So, if you don't have the height set absolutely perfect, it doesn't engrave as well. That's for sure. So no, that's the good thing about this. You don't actually even coat the glass at all with anything. I did get to adjust the height part of the way through though, so that's kind of cool. That's something that you can't do on like an X-tool laser or anything. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the smoke. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my exhaust fan to suck all that up. Now it looks like I got the height adjusted right. I kind of had to do that on the fly last minute, but I think it'll still turn out okay. The focus on these UV lasers is really important, because if you're out of focus at all, you'll find out. So as you guys can see, like on the actual, like on the glass itself, as it goes out of focus down like towards here, it's not really engraving much. And then same with the top. But when it's in that perfect focal range and that it's under the lens, because the lens is dead center, then that's when we're getting our good glass engraving. And the good thing is you don't have to coat it at all. It just kind of works. One thing I do have to adjust going forward is they have a setting called the split size. And when you're doing the split, it doesn't overlap. I have to kind of set that a little better so there's not those lines on there. So I'll drop a link to the laser that I bought, the com marker UV one. And I did buy the rotary pack with it. So just like any, even same with the X-Tool F1 Ultra. If the further you get away from that lens as you get to the outer side, it doesn't burn as well, and it won't engrave as well. But what you'll see is when we get this finished, it does do very good with glass without any coating. What's the engrave time? Well, I'm still just winging the settings just a little bit, but it's it doesn't give you. I haven't found where it actually gives you that true engrave time. It tells me my elapsed time, which is 6 minutes, which seems a little long. I don't think it should be taking that long, although it is a full wrap on a champagne flute, and I do have it kind of not dialed in yet settings wise. Yeah, as far as buying tumblers, Amazon is a good spot to get them, as long as you're getting the just the little 20-ounce ones. I sell the Stanley style ones on my shop, and then there's a couple other vendors that do, or if you can buy them in bulk. What settings you got? So what I'm running right now on this is I'm running 30 kilohertz on the frequency and 1 on the Q pulse. So like I was mentioning earlier, the way with the glass or with a UV laser, you don't truly set like a power and speed. You set the frequency in Q pulse, and that acts as the power. You do set speed here though. I'm doing 100 millimeters a second. But the power itself, even though it shows a power in light burn, it doesn't actually, you can't actually even change it if you wanted to. So I got it moving pretty slow right now, apparently. What about the line interval? For the glass, I was doing, well, let me see if I can't really pull that up. I don't think. If I close this, all right. If I close that, it doesn't stop. We're good. So I'm doing 500 lines per inch, and I'm doing it I'm doing it at a diagonal, at a 45-degree angle. Go ahead and show you that. I'd love to show you, but for whatever reason, it's not popping up here. My line interval is going to be 0.05 millimeters, so yeah. It's a pretty high res. Because I was, the setting I saved, I did a glass, I don't have it here, but it was a photo of my dog. So I ended up bumping up the lines per centimeter really high. So it actually finished, and I'll grab that off the laser, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Apparently exiting it canceled it, but y'all can see. Apparently going to pull up those settings. Yeah. Yeah, so the way I set it up in OBS, I just had it so it just pulls that, but you can see it wasn't marked, and it marks it really well. Like there's no chipping, there's no funkiness to it, and I didn't need to code it with anything. I just got to go ahead and dial in the settings so where there's that overlap lines and whatnot, it doesn't do that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some of the new stuff. The com marker is the Omni 1. So far, I like it. I've done a few projects on it. I haven't had a ton of time to play with it as much as I'd like. Let's see if I can share that. Trying to figure out trying to show you guys that material setting, because it's a different pop-up. I gotta go ahead and add it real quick. Add it. Do a window capture. There you go. So now you guys can see that setting that I had for it. It did really well with photos. The only thing is it did have a bit of overlap, and I'll probably change the scan angle so it doesn't go at a 45. Yeah, so with the UV laser, the things that it works best on, glass, you could do clear acrylics, things like that. I believe you could do, yeah, I'm almost positive you could do clear acrylics, because I had those settings pulled up. You could do, it's basically, you could almost do everything. The only thing it doesn't do, you're better off with a fiber for some metal. You can technically do metal with it though. I like doing wood with it because it doesn't burn it as hard. Like it doesn't leave that charred edge like a diode or a CO2 would. I've done a few projects with that. I've seen like people do like woodworking inlays with it, because what'll happen is, you won't have that deep burn and you'll have that sharp edge. I think it was Ian with Velf did a nice inlay piece. But I'm going to practice on some rings and stuff later. And then we can go from there. I know you could do the AirPod cases. You could do like the water bottles and things like that. Once I get more of these settings dialed in, I'll build out the library, and then if anybody else gets the Omni 1, I'm more than willing to share that. I'll add them all to my materials spreadsheet anyways. The rotary is kind of cool. I like that it's a heavier metal one, the one that they include. You guys can see it up there in that picture. It also has the other grips. I'm actually going to work with, I'm going to try to talk to Daniel with the Live Pixel Creates and see if he can get some of the grips that he makes and have it fitted for this rotary also. I just think it would be a great benefit because I love those grips. What's also really cool with this, it comes with some material settings, so you can do. It comes with all of the basic settings. I'm not sure how accurate they are yet. I haven't played with it quite enough to know if how good the settings are. I just know that there are some settings. So it comes with this materials library. You can just upload that right away. You can do like wood photos and whatnot. Transparent acrylic. There was an orange on here, which I thought was kind of cool. But the main perk is it being a UV laser. It's like a cold laser, they call it. So where it won't it doesn't typically burn the materials. But yeah, that's all I got. I just wanted to show you guys that some glass engraving real quick. I'll have some more videos coming out. We'll do another live soon. Once I get everything kind of dialed in, I just wanted to practice on the YouTube part and get that up and running. So the plastics that are a no-no for diode, CO2, and that you're thinking of of PVC, that polyvinyl chloride, and when you burn that, either way, you're still going to get the chlorine gas. That's what you got to worry about. Anything with PVC can go ahead and drop some chlorine gas on you, and you don't want that. That's a big no-no. But yeah, that's all I got. I'll come up with some more projects, and I'll actually do some more. I'll practice a bit, get some more demos up, and then we'll go ahead and get that done. So one of the things that I did get to do the other day, I just went and put my name. This is just on PLA. This was just a failed 3D print that I had sitting around, and I wanted to try to mark it. So as you can see, it does mark that really clearly. But that was about, I practiced with some wood, some the glass, and then I did that project. What else did I do? I did something else on it. I think I did some leatherette. The leatherette came out great on it also. But yeah, that's all I got, man. I appreciate your time, and hope to see y'all on the next one. We'll do another one soon.